You're really going live for real? Hold on. Just a second. Let me fix my image. Hold on. You're really going live and still talking shit? Okay, so I didn't go to the same website. Uh, just because that Google source is telling you that may just be one manufacturer. Did you not clearly see from the last video where it showed the different strengths up to 4 milligrams in tablet, and that people are recommended to take 3? Like, I showed it all. The fuck is wrong with you, No Life Mike? Or like, we not gonna be friends now for real? Because you're not gonna sit here and call me no legal addict, dude. You're not going to do that. Like, if you're going to do that, then I need to know. Like, is that what I am? Bring your ass on over to the comments and just tell me if I'm a legal addict. If that's what you're going to say, then just say it to me directly. Not through a video, because I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to go back and forth and do this stuff. We're supposed to be friends, and here you go, here we go, or whatever, and they are trying to, for whatever reason, and you're playing into them wanting to divide you and I guess you don't want me to forgive you, you know, or nothing. Like, you don't want me to forgive you for what you had done, and you want me to take it back and everything. Like, is that what you want me to do? I don't get it. Like, why are you arguing? Hello, Tony at work. How are you doing? Why are you arguing, trying to say, and almost putting it out there like my Ativan thing is a big deal, my prescription of Ativan? Tony at work, I just came across your channel. I don't know who Cyrex and those people really are, so I was reacting to some of your videos. I hope you don't mind, sir. If I didn't put your link and stuff in the description, I will go back and do that. But I think I remember who you are now. But yeah, I just had met you. I'm new on here at YouTube. But I guess like those people, I don't know what stuff they done. I'm not an alcoholic or anything. I don't like to drink. But thing is that I take medication, yeah. And, well, I appreciate that, you not minding. But I always give credit and I always tell people to check you out. And I wasn't trying to be real critical. I was just asking a lot of questions. Well, thanks, Tony. But no, man, I do have some mental health issues, and I've been honest and open about them. And I've had a bunch of people that were, you're welcome, man. You're more than welcome. I've had a bunch of people, though, that pretend to be my friends at first here on YouTube and are trolling and doing stuff like way past the point of trolling, like maliciously, and they're acting flip flop because they're calling in stuff to the police, false reporting me, bringing my family into it, hacking and getting their Facebooks and their phone numbers and stuff, calling them at Christmas, all types of crazy shit. And it's this one old dude, and now one of my guys who I thought were friends. I'm not going over to his channel, like, I hope, like, I haven't taken his wrench, and I hope he don't take my wrench. He'll probably think I'm going to do something to his channel. I ain't going to do nothing to his channel. Like, if we're not going to be friends anymore, we're not going to be friends anymore. That's just how it is. You're welcome, Tony, and I will, man. I wasn't trying to be critical per se. I was just kind of saying, like, the main thing I had to say, because I don't know more about these individuals. I need to research more. So, like I said, that was just more of a question series. It kind of sounds like I'm being real critical at you, though. But that's more coming from a place that I've had this stuff come at me wrongfully. Now if Cyrax has done stuff like shown himself or whatever, and and all the stuff that what's his name has done, and he continues to drink, I agree, like, that's bad. and I understand why you cover them. But like me, I'm someone that's been in recovery and stuff. I'll give you a link, Mike, in just a second. Me, I've been someone been in recovery, Tony, and like I've tried to be cool with people the whole damn time I came on here. I'm trying to build my channel up the honest and genuine way. Uh, I give credit where credit is due every time, everywhere to people, because you know the way the creative process works. You get ideas from everywhere and inside your head, and No Life Mike was somebody to get ideas from, and they got you, and you're kind of, I ain't gonna lie, Mike, you're going around looking like you're somebody calling me a damn legal drug addict. And it's pissing, and you're damn right I'm upset about it and stuff, and it's pissing me off because that is not the truth, dude. Are you really gonna call me, who goes to a doctor and sees a therapist and gets my drugs from a doctor, and I have physical and mental issues? You're really gonna call me just a legal drug addict and I smoke weed with a prescription? Even though, you know, you have no idea how much I buy or consume each day or nothing. Like before I get this link and let you up here, dude, I want you to really think about everything. Seriously. Like, I forgave you. I told you I got no problems with you. I've been nothing but respectful towards you and your girlfriend, and I've done nothing wrong towards you, man. And like, but it seems like you've continuously like went on and on and on me here lately, just to see like if I'll do or say something, and you know, I didn't really care or watch half the time. But you know, now this shit is just crazy. I'm fixing to get the link. Hold on, it takes a second to set this shit up. It's not the same as StreamYards. I gotta bring it over here and move it down. And then here, I'll post a link. 1 second. I gotta pull up the chat. The other live should be up. All I did was change it to where people can't make it into shorts. Maybe it's processing. That might be why. You just have to wait a second, a little bit for it. The live's up. I mean, you can view my whole reaction. They can view it too and get it. You know, I'm not gonna be a puss and take it down. Like, I cried. Oh well. You know, it is what it is. But now, Tony, what I was gonna say to you, man, about your video was that was that what I was asking was the reason was like I had like a lot of why questions, because like obviously if King Cobra has issues with alcohol, he needs help, but I don't know like how. But I get how you like. I guess I kind of wanted to understand what you meant by your tough love approach with doing the videos on him. Oh, okay, that's a good response, Tony, at work. I just seen that. Sorry, I just now seen that. There's nothing going on. There's no technical difficulties I'm aware of. Look, the old stream should be up. None of the streams are gone. I don't take them down. If it was taken down, I'd tell somebody. Hold on. Alright, let me bring the live mic on here. Alright, hold on. I can't get him straight. He's like twice as fucking big. I'm gonna have to make you a little smaller, dog. Hold on.
Do what you do.
What's up, man?
Am I on there?
Yeah,
Is
you're on.
everything
Yeah,
good?
yeah, you're on here.
Alright.
It's as good as it needs to be. Shit, we ain't got to use the browser or nothing.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. I was just saying. Wait, I got an echo.
Hey, you mind if I ask you something? What kind of camera do you got, man? Or what effect or plugin is it that causes the zoom in effect that you have?
It's just a camera. It's a Nexi Go. webcam.
Okay. Oh,
NEXI
it's a
Geo.
Nexigo. Okay. Yeah, I've heard of them, and I know some people have a plug-in that for OBS and different things. But you use OBS, don't you? You don't use OBS Streamlabs.
No, I'm using StreamYard right now.
Oh, you use StreamYard? Oh, that's
Yeah, I
cool.
have been recently.
You
Yep.
just did you just like pay to get your CSS designed or your overlays or whatever?
Yeah, I pay the 25 a month or whatever it is.
No, I'm talking about like your designs. Did you make that or did you like pay someone to have to make it?
Oh no, I made it. I just made it off of Canva or whatever that is.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
Yep. But no, what I was want to
Yeah,
come
I
up
was
here and
gonna. I
say,
told Army earlier or something to tell her thank you about the Canva because that's how I've been making all my good stuff is with Canva. But go ahead. Sorry,
yeah, it's
stepping
pretty
over.
decent. But earlier with the Ativan and stuff, I didn't know that there was a like a ratio difference. I was just going off milligram. So yeah, I was wrong by saying you take 3 bars of Xanax a day. It is equivalent to only two. I can start off by saying I was wrong about that. It wasn't my math, or I was too dumb with my math. It was I just didn't know there was an equivalency. I was just going off milligram per milligram.
Yeah,
But
man,
another thing
I
you said,
wasn't
hold on,
trying to
hold on,
hold
hold on.
on. I don't I like I know I shouldn't have called you dumb, but I respond emotionally. You got to understand that about me, but try not to
But see,
take it
that's the
so
thing.
bad.
Is
I mean, I don't
what
know
if I respond
I don't know
emotionally?
why you needed to like even talk about it because you know that they'll just use it like
Well,
you
because
know
I was watching you, and
like
and that
they started it off
I'm
disrespecting
saying
your girl
that any
like
adult that I didn't even watch. I don't watch. You watched that video. I didn't watch that video.
okay, well I did. I'm sorry.
I didn't even know that video existed until you started playing it. What are you talking about? I even skipped past the part that was about her
Yeah,
on my
I
stream,
mean, well, I'm sorry.
and went to the part that was about
I
me.
address all this stuff if
But
it's
I
got
still
stuff
stand on
about
everything
me.
I said. And 2 milligrams are the highest dose of Ativan
You
you can
still
get. Pill
stand.
form, you can't
So
get
you're
no.
saying I'm a legal addict?
No, I never said. You never heard me say. I think Square is a legal addict. You never heard me say that. I said
I know that.
the amount of medication you get prescribed to you is enough to fuck up any adult. And I
Mm,
still stand on that. I don't think
okay,
any
what?
adult can take the amount of medication you take and stay awake and be normal.
Well,
I watched my buddy do it for years until he killed him. You're slowing your heart down.
It's not that I'm doing. It's
You're
not
on
that
a
I'm doing
combination of
it.
drugs.
It's not that I'm doing
It's
it. I'm on three. Let's get real. First of all, here, man.
You're on the
I'm
deadliest
on
combination of
three.
drugs you can put together, Square. Let's be real.
I'm on. No, I'm
Benzos
not.
and opiates is the most dangerous two
It's not.
combinations of drugs you
It.
could put together.
It's
What?
It's not. It's only dangerous because of the respiratory depression arrest,
Because you're slowing your heart
and you
and
only,
you're slowing your heart. And once your heart
but
slows
you
down so
all,
much,
but and you
it
can't
just
breathe.
stops.
But that's not the. I don't know how do I say this. The reason why they did that, one, because I was a guinea pig for all the other drugs. Two, they found that that worked, and three, I've never had any addiction issue with benzos. I don't get
I didn't
high
say you were
off
addicted to benzos.
benzos.
You do. Well, you do get high.
I had an addiction
You get
issue with
inebriated.
opiates. I do get inebriated on the
They make
weed and stuff, and all together
you
combined, it
say
probably
they don't
looks
get you
like
high,
it.
but they do inebriate you.
Well, I mean, I've taken two this morning so far. I'm 4 milligrams strong, and I mean, I could drive a car right now. I feel like, but I mean, I
I get,
wouldn't because
something.
because I wouldn't
I
just
get Klonopin
because.
prescribed to me, 1 milligram tablets of Klonopin. I wouldn't drive a car after taking one or a half of one of them. I wouldn't get behind the wheel taking a half of one of
I
them.
just said I wouldn't drive. I said I felt like I could. I didn't say I would. I said I wouldn't.
Those things, dude, I'm just telling you
But
what I've seen and what I
I
know.
know the risks they have. That was all discussed and had to go over with me. Like
And you said that
we all had to
just going
go.
off of what your grandpa said to your doctor that they started you off on the
I
6 milligrams of the Ativan.
No, not the Ativan. Here's how the Ativan worked. First, the first doctor that started me
You
on that,
said going off of
I
what
was
your
only
grandpa said.
my grandpa. What did he say?
told it. You said going off of they said you said that's what they started me on. They felt comfortable enough to start me on those
Oh, no, at the
the 6 milligram.
hospital, I think you misunderstood me. What I said was when I was here in the hospital back here, they instead of giving me my full 4 times a day, they gave me 1.5 4 times a day. So they gave me 6
Uh,
milligram, which is what I normally take because I usually have one left over. And so they had me on the 6 milligrams a day when I was at the hospital here.
at the
Was
hospital.
what I
Okay.
was
I was
saying.
talking about with your original dose with your doctor. I didn't know
No,
what
my
that was.
original dose with my doctor, it started off, of course, probably like just 1 to 2, and they were half a
You
milligrams or
don't
1 milligrams,
exactly.
and it started slowly. Like I didn't get to this dose or start at it, like, and
I,
plus
I I
I've
didn't know.
changed doctors twice now. One because of geographical location, and the other one because they moved and they switched their practice. So I'm at a third doctor. So it's not like these are all different doctors that see my record. It's not like it's one same doctor that's crooked that's doing it. They all
Well, I know. Well,
assess it.
there's
And
plenty of crooked doctors. There's no shortage of crooked doctors.
well, my doctor's not a crook. I mean,
Well, I just
they
I
are a
just
very
don't think
good
that a
person.
doctor that prescribes benzos and opiates to one uh, is
Well, I'm not technically being
actually looking out
prescribed
for
an
their.
opiate. I'm being prescribed the opiate for the measure of care that she has because I've got chronic pain and she knows that I would have to go to a place every month, a pill mill, and basically and go through all that. And I don't want to go through that. I don't want to take those drugs, and she likes that, so that is why she is keeping me on the Suboxone, and also to keep me from perhaps relapsing.
Yeah,
Those are the two factors she keeps me on the Suboxone for. And
yeah.
as long as I don't take no more of the Ativan, and she's not going to increase the Ativan anymore, I don't think,
She just
anyways.
recently increased it, didn't she, to 4?
She gave me a fourth one in case I needed it. And like I said, I don't usually take 4 every day. I don't. I've got, I can shake this bottle right now and it's supposed to be filled in 10 days. And this motherfucker has a shit,
But you take 4 a day, so
has
there should have 40 in
it
there. There
has a,
should be at least 40
yeah, it is,
already. 40 because you got 10 days per day.
it's probably got more than that. Probably got like 46, because they're every day that I don't take that extra one, I put it back in the bottle and I always build up an extra or whatever, and I always have some that carry over. I don't ever have to get that usually filled on the same day.
Yeah, I know my last I was in 11/20 of 22.
Stormy Ray
I
is
try to
gone. I got rid
I
of
try to
her.
stay away.
I got
Try
rid
to
of
stay
her.
away
I
from
told
that.
you Stormy Ray is gone. No Life, Mike's wife or Army. That sorry, my bad. I should have called you Army. But no.
But yeah, I just want to
I
come up here and
complete.
clarify. I didn't know there was a ratio, but yeah, like still, I mean, I wasn't calling you
I
illegal addict,
don't
but
know
what
a
I'm saying
ratio. I
is
don't know
the
I don't
amount.
know what you mean by ratio, but
Like I didn't know there was a
they have
fucking
different amounts. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I didn't know that there was fucking a difference in the I just was going off milligram, but still, I think 2 bars a day or
Equivalent
the
is a,
equivalency of 2 bars a day of any benzo uh is a lot. That would be like taking 4 of my 1 milligram tablets in one day. I couldn't
but
imagine.
what wake imagine like this though. That imagine you wake up around 4 to 5 every day, and that you go to bed about ten
Did that
o'clock,
for years.
and you go to bed about 10 o'clock at night, and you take your first
Did
one.
that for
Oh,
years.
okay, all right, but just bear with me for a second, and then
Being prescribed the same pills.
you okay, and you take the first one at, let's say, 5:30, and
I
then
I would never wake up and take it because it's as needed. Who wakes up with anxiety?
I don't wake up and take it as soon as I wake up. I told you I wake up around 4:30 to 5. I wake up, I go to have breakfast. When I go to have breakfast, or usually that's whenever I start shaking. And so when I start shaking, I take my first one in the morning, usually between 5 to 6, somewhere
So if you get
around
like
there.
shaky, like I am right now, you would take a benzo for
No,
being shaky.
not that shaky. Like I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to shake
It's just
myself.
like
But
a
basically,
nerve or
it'd be
something.
like this. It'd be like be shaking that much. And
I just got bad nerves, so like my
my
hands.
on my bottle it says literally for panic because I shake. Like when I get upset, and people can call me a beta ass bitch, whatever, but when I get upset and cry or shake, I'm literally having panic. My heart rate goes up. That was one of my major things. Even though I was still given 6 milligrams of Ativan, my heart rate without that Suboxone for those 2 days was 115 steady at resting, and that
Yeah,
was with 6 milligrams of Ativan. That was because
yeah.
I was detoxing off and that's why they eventually put me on that medicine. They realized they had to because I'd been on it for 3 years, and from what I was telling them, it made logical sense. I said, "You guys can't deny me my medicine when it's clear as day. I don't have any other drugs in my system." Uh, like they tested my pee and everything. It didn't come back for nothing. They asked me if I had a medical card. I said yes because that was the only thing that was in the system that wasn't prescribed.
I believe that all your shit lined out to be normal. All your levels was going with what you take. I'm just saying the amount that you're prescribed, and it's. I'm not saying it's all your fault, Square. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's your
It's my
doctor's
body.
fault.
No, it's not my doctor is only giving me the correct amount from what's working. I mean, other than that,
But what if you die
she
though?
could
Then
okay,
will
she
it be
could
the correct amount?
no, what do you
If
mean?
you
What
actually
what if
did
I
pass away,
died?
Square.
What are you talking about?
My
So,
buddy didn't
okay,
think he was gonna die neither, and
here's
he
what
went
she,
to sleep and he didn't wake up.
so what she should do is reduce it down and just tell me to smoke a shit ton more weed when I can barely
No,
afford it as it is. Like, I'm trying to use the weed. Why do you think I don't like taking the fourth one each day?
I'm just telling you
My
that when your
mom was
body
on
shuts
benzos.
down,
I know how benzos are, dude. I know
when your
all,
body
like,
shuts
so you don't
down,
need to talk
it
about
shuts
death.
down.
Yeah, when it shuts down, it'll shut down. But
But why do you
um,
think you go to sleep involuntary? Because your body can't stay awake because your heart rate's going so
I've went
slow.
to sleep involuntary a few times on here
Several.
because several. Okay, all right, several
And you
times,
say you
Mike.
get ample
You
amounts
say
of
so.
sleep. You go to sleep at 10 p.m. and wake
Not
up at 5
I
a.m.
didn't those. Those all most of those were either trying times of me streaming all night or being dared to stream all night or whatever have you. Or it was Christmas and I was getting super fucked up. Oop, I nodded off. It happens a lot. Guess what? It's happening in real life before I was ever even on camera. So, and it's not
That's
because,
what I'm saying.
and I haven't been on Ativan though the whole time it's done. Like I've nodded off Christmases ago from just smoking weed, from being on nothing but weed, nodding off. Like
I've never
I
seen.
nod
I've seen
off
people take
easy.
weed naps.
I
I've seen people take weed naps,
I
but I
do
ain't never seen nobody take a nod. A nod, like, is where you're
like.
fighting it. You know what I'm saying? Where you keep popping back up,
That's
and
just
you're
something
rubbing your
That's just
face.
something I do.
No,
That's
you can look up drug addict nodding all on YouTube. That's something all nodders
Well,
do.
yeah, I know they call it drug addict nodding because they're looking at people that's on the streets has been using needles and stuff. They're on drugs, but I'm talking about
But
like
it's all the
that's.
same look. If it's the same
But
result,
nodding
what's
is okay if it. Yeah, I get it looks that way, but dude, you don't see me on here nodding, and I'm not on here nodding
not
today,
today?
and I'm
Not
not
to
gonna
keep it
be
home.
nodding tomorrow, and I'm not gonna be nodding then.
I
But
hope
that is
not.
a natural, but it is a natural
It's not
thing
a natural thing.
when you
Nobody's
are
body naturally does
tired.
that.
Okay, if you'll let me finish, when you're tired and you've been taking something and you are tired and you're trying to strain and stay awake, it is sometimes natural to nod off and fall asleep. It's happened to me. It's happened to my brother, my uncle, my
It's
cousin.
happened to me
It's
a
happened to
lot.
everybody that I
It's happened to me
know.
a lot.
It's
I
happened to
used to make it
everybody I
a
know. It's
point.
happened to even my
I used to
grandpa.
make it a point to nod every day. It was my sole purpose in life was to fucking nod every day. That's what you don't understand. I know all about nodding. You know what I'm saying?
Who doc?
I done it for
Who
years.
doxed your name, Army? I didn't dox your name. Who? She.
So, but I gotta go. I gotta go get my
You gotta.
girls. They had a half a day today, and so I gotta go pick them up. But what I want to tell you is, uh, yeah, I didn't know there was a fucking you had, it was equivalency type shit. So yeah, I was wrong by saying you're on 3 bars a day. You're only on 2, yes, but I still Square. I'm not saying that I
I
think
don't
you're a
agree. I
fucking
don't agree.
addict, or I think you're on too much medication for than what you should be. That's my honest opinion. and I will believe
Yeah,
that,
you can
and I'll
have
stand
that.
on
You
that.
can have that.
And it's more so because I've seen somebody do the exact same recipe that you're on,
But
and
you
they
should
died.
also know though that
But he was on
from
3 bars
someone
of Xanax.
yeah, yeah, I know somebody that gets 3 bars of Xanax a day, and I can tell you this that
Do they
compare
get
that
Suboxone too, or benzo, or I
yes,
mean,
yes, yes, and let me tell you this.
do they go to your doctor's office?
No, they do not. They go to a different doctor. But it doesn't. That the point is that them and along a lot of other people, I can tell you that the Xanax comparison I have taken. The comparison of that being
Well,
equivalent,
you say they're longer
it
acting.
may say 0.5 is equivalent to 1 milligram. No, Ativan is faster acting, and
No, Xanax is faster acting,
no,
and Ativan
Xanax
lasts
is
longer.
longer.
You got it backwards. No, Xanax are short and to the punch and get to you quick and calm you down quick. And Ativan has a longer
Dude,
lasting. Look it
I
up,
took
bro.
4 blues my first time. I took four
I don't.
blues, and
I'm just telling you facts. I can't.
I was fucked up for like
Well,
over
yeah, because you
12 to
wasn't used to the
13
Xanax.
hours. For over 12 to
I'm just
13
because you wasn't
hours.
used to the Xanax. Yeah, you got a little hangover from the Xanax. Yeah.
That was when I was a
Uh,
teenager.
but look it up.
But
Look it up though. Google it.
I'm saying that the difference though in intensity, I disagree with. It's not the
Just
same.
Google it. Just Google it.
Well, I did Google it. I saw your Googles and I did mine.
No,
And
no, no, no. And then you said I went to drugs.com. I didn't go to drugs.com. I
you
went to
went to drugs or
rxlist.com.
rx.com, whatever. I went to the
I
same
went to
type of I
rxlist.com.
went to the same type of site is what
But
I
see,
was.
that's the
That was
kind
the
of
point.
mistake that I made
That's
with
not a.
the
It
comparison.
was just a
And
slip of the
you said
tongue.
my
It's not
math.
okay. My bad.
You
It's a
said I
slip
was
of the tongue.
dumb, and I
Well,
didn't say you was dumb for going to the wrong website. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I
Well,
deal with a lot of the same issues
I
you
got a
deal
little
with,
bit
Square.
more issues. I
I
don't.
deal with a lot of the same issues you
Why
deal
are
with,
we
Square.
fighting? We need to go at these people that are
I'm
disrespecting
not.
our
I'm not
people.
going at nobody. I'm standing on me. I got me. I came in here by myself.
Well,
I'm
that's
gonna
what
leave by
I'm trying
myself.
to do. Well, okay. I guess I'll be the same then.
Yeah, I'm just saying you need to be, because you got to realize these people, man, it's a dog eat dog world. That's just the facts of life.
Like you want.
Not everybody you come across is going to be your friend. Most people you come across are going to let you down in life. If you put your faith in man, you're going to get let down a lot.
I well, I mean, that's
You have
kind.
too much faith in people, bro.
That's kind of what you're telling me about you. Is basically, yeah. I mean, almost in a
If you
way,
see it
like
as that way, hey,
because
hey.
you're letting them use video. I mean, bro, if you
No,
keep
I'm
doing
not
it,
letting them do shit. I don't let nobody do nothing. They're grown. They do what they want. Just like I do what I want. You do what you
but
want, man. You just gotta realize.
you allowed it to happen by making
What the
videos
fuck
in the
you mean
first
I
place.
allowed it to happen?
Dude, you allowed them to be able to make some bullshit and to add you to it and to make you a part of it and
You're
make us look.
crazy, man. See, that's what they want you to think. So therefore,
Oh, I'm
they're just
crazy.
doing
Thanks very
exactly
much,
this.
Mike. You have a good day, bro. For
I
real. But
didn't say you was
you just said I
crazy.
was crazy. Yeah. And
What?
see, now I can pull the offensive card too, like you said about
Oh
the
my
no, because
God.
you
Are
acted
you
like
that damn sensitive, bro? That's why me and you could never vibe. Me and you could never vibe
you acted
because
like
I couldn't even say you're crazy
you
because you
acted
would get all offended. You'd be like, "Oh, I'm crazy."
you're the
I could
one
never vibe with somebody like you.
you're the one that just said and was mad because I called you dumb about your
No,
math because
I wasn't mad. I'm saying you would be mad if I called you dumb, but you get a G. You expect a pass. Well, I speak emotionally. Well, I do too, Square.
all new Dr. Phil.
But I'm gonna go get my girls and live real life, and nobody can hear you. You're muted, and I'm not.
what are you talking about? Nobody can hear me.
I couldn't hear you. I just seen a lot of hand movements.
I
But I'm gonna go.
I stopped to let you talk.
Yeah, because you just.
I'm
It's
fine.
like talking to a wall.
I mean, no, it's
is.
not like talking to a wall. All it
Ask
could be,
anybody that's ever talked to you,
dude.
bro.
Dude, I've tried. All you would have to do is just to like not make comments and stuff that people could then use or video to then use
I'm gonna
against
speak
me.
my mind regardless of how you or anybody else feels.
Oh, I know,
That's
and
what I
I'm
do.
not telling you not to do that.
I'm
So
not trying. I
you're
don't.
still not understanding me, but that's
Yes,
cool,
you
man. You
are.
have a
You're
great
saying
day.
don't say nothing about me, so they
I
can't
didn't
use
say
it.
that. Did not say that.
What are you saying? What do you suppose I do?
Oh
What
no,
is your
I
what
mean,
is your suggestion then,
if
Square?
I
Give me a
mean, no, I
suggestion.
want you to keep doing things the way you're doing them. If you feel
I
that if
want you
you're
to give me a suggestion of the best way you think I could
no,
handle it.
if you think you're
I'm
do,
honest.
if
I'm
you,
letting you have
I'm
time to
being
talk. Please.
honest. If you think you're doing it the best way you are, then that's fine, dude. I got no problem with it. Just go on. I
I'm
mean,
just
they
asking you, what
obviously
would
are
you
laughing
prefer?
at they are laughing at
What
us, and
exactly? That's they tried to
and
drive
you
a
can
wedge
ignore
because they
that.
seen we was being cool, and you fell for the okie doke and went and watched the video, and
I
then you
fell for
started
the okie doke.
responding.
How could I fell for the
Yeah,
okie
why
doke
would you
when I'm
even feed
fucking
into it?
is
Why would you
tagged?
even feed into it? That's what they want. It's tagged, so you know how many times I've been tagged in these videos and never even check them.
Yeah,
Oh my god!
yeah, I
If
do
I
a
had
lot
a
too. If I had checked them every time, I probably would have just lost it
I'm
by
just
now.
saying, just because you're tagged don't mean you gotta go look, bro. I didn't
You're
see it
right.
until you brought it up,
You're right.
and uh, and you can let them use it to say, "Oh, I hope we're not friends." I wouldn't have
No, you're
never, and
right.
you can go back on my live. I would have never considered us friends ever at any way. Even we were starting to develop a rapport, as you would say, right? But no friendship. I wouldn't call us friends by no stretch of the imagination. Would you?
Yeah, I guess not. All right, man. That's cool.
I mean, honestly, you would call me a friend?
I guess not.
See, that's what I'm saying. You're too like
I
already
mean,
like
you're
no,
saying
I can't call you
I
a friend already. Square. It don't happen that easy. A friend, do you know what a friend is? A true friend. Do you know how many true friends you're
I
gonna get
didn't
in
even
life?
I'm not even upset about that. I said even on my stream earlier, I said I thought we were getting to where we weren't, at least friends. I said it on the live. Go listen to my live.
Oh,
I
okay. I
said
thought you said we were friends.
I agree
Okay,
with you on that part.
okay.
But at
I
least
thought
I
you
thought
said
we
that
would be
you
at
thought
least
we
to a
was
point to
friends.
where like we wouldn't be discussing one another in public to where people could then clip it and
Oh,
say,
my
"Look at
people,
these
they
two
always said
idiots."
Square's live. They love to watch you, man. You're a celebrity, bro. You're like a fucking celebrity. As soon as you go live, they're telling me on my chat, Squizzy's live. So I gotta put it on or I'll lose my fucking
Uh,
audience to you, bro.
maybe just a suggestion, not talk about my health stuff. Maybe I don't know. Just a
Well, I'm worried
suggestion.
about your health, Square. I don't want you to die.
Oh no, please don't say that because too many people are saying that right now and they're
Oh
saying it
no,
as a
but they're
lie.
bullshitting. I'm being genuine. I
Yeah.
see. I don't have to lie to
Well,
you. I have no reason to lie to you.
I
I
have
actually
a
am worried that you're gonna die in less than 2 years if you stay on the
well.
medications you're on.
Oh, okay. Well, 3 years. So I beat that odd.
No, I
Um,
said if you continue, if you go back and look at
continue. What
yourself
are you
2 years
talking
ago
about? 2 years
on the
ago.
same medication,
2 years
I
ago,
think
dude.
you look rougher than you did 2 years ago.
The only
I
difference
think
between
you look a
me and
lot
two
rougher.
years ago is that I had an extra 30 pounds, bro, and I lost it. That's it.
And what? Why do you think that is, bro?
Because I was a bunch of fat. I need to build it up, and the reason why I lost it is because I stopped
And you're
eating
sitting
as
around
much.
and losing the weight, but you're sitting around and losing weight, bro.
It's
You
like
should be picking up
I'm
weight.
about to be moving again. I gotta go to
But
school.
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you're sitting around and losing weight, sitting around.
No, I was
It ain't like
moving.
you're trying to lose it.
I was working
Oh,
from the time I was working up until right before I left Massachusetts, and then when I came back home, I went right back to work, and I worked all the way up until April of this past year.
I'd love to stay in chat, bro, but I had to go get my daughter, bro.
All right,
Hey,
take
I hope
care.
you don't take no offense to this, but thanks for letting me up.
No problem. Be easy. Yeah, you know, I don't know why people are telling me to stop and shit. I'm not doing anything. If anything, I think I'm being reasonable. I mean, he didn't have to do certain things, and like, I mean, there's no need to talk about like my stuff when, especially when, like, I mean, he already knows their motive in game, like, and to say that I'm not going to be here in 2 years, well, that's kind of wrong because I've been here for 3 years on the same thing, and yeah, I'll still be here in 2 years because, I mean, I'm a Wilson. I mean, shit, I don't lay down easy. My Uncle D, who was 97, just passed away while I was locked up in the hospital. And, Yeah, he had dementia and stuff though, but I mean, he was 97, and sometimes he could talk with you and carry on, but he was as old as he can get. Like we have a long lifespan usually when we don't abuse our bodies and stuff. And I have abused my body a little bit in the past, and I regret that. I don't really regret it because it was a learning experience. But these people trying to make me out to be like a legal addict and compare me to taking Xanax bars, a nurse would just laugh at them to tell them that while there might be an actual technical equivalency, to say that Xanax or Ativan is just as strong or as intense as Xanax is, you're they almost would need to ask you, are you hearing anything or seeing any bright lights or anything that's not really there? Because you'd almost have to be crazy to really think that a Xanax bar, pop a Xanax bar and I pop a 2 milligram Ativan, and you tell me who would you trust, or well, forget who took it. One person had taken a 2 milligram Ativan, one person took a 2 milligram bar. Both the same milligram, right? Just different tablets. One's oblong, one's circle. Which medicine would you trust, though? Would you trust your vehicle in the hands of somebody under the bar's influence or under the Ativan's influence? And just to give you some technical knowledge on Ativan versus the bar, let me look up Ativan and bar and tell you the uh, don't nobody say, oh no, we don't need to. Now, let me do it because I want to tell you the difference so I can explain this, because he said that I had them backwards, that one was faster acting than the other. I'm going to explain what I was trying to explain. I just need a refresher real quick. Hold on. Okay, now Ativan, it's on the it's got, okay. Now listen to this. Um, the onset of action of Ativan in IV is about 1 to 5 minutes. In intramuscular, it's 15 to 30 minutes. Its elimination half-life is 10 to 20 hours. The duration of action is 12 to 24 hours. IV and IM only to go up to 24 hours. So the duration of action is a maximum of 12 hours probably if taken by mouth. And that's the duration of the full drug's complete, physicality. Now Xanax, onset of action, 20 to 60 minutes compared to, remember, it didn't have an onset of action on Ativan by mouth, but I would tell you that Ativan probably works not as fast within, see, it says 20 minutes to an hour for Xanax. Ativan probably takes at least a solid 30 minutes. So, but just know that Xanax can hit somebody between 20 and 60 minutes. That's a big variable. 20 and 60 versus just 30. Full release, 11 to 13 hours. Extended release, 11 to 16 hours. So on Xanax, its elimination half-life is at least an hour to 3 hours more than Ativan. And its duration of action, full release 6 hours, extended release 11.3 hours. So the full release is 6 hours active long, but that's 6 hours intense. and the extended release is 11.3 hours. And again, the lorazepam or the Ativan, the duration of action is only by IV and IM. They show here 12 to 24 hours. Duration of action of, hold on, let me see. Duration of action of 2 milligram Ativan. See how long 2 milligrams of Ativan takes. Lorazepam tablets start to work in around 20 to 30 minutes. Like I said, the full sedating effects last. So the sedating effects of the medicine, the nerve medicine, last for 6 to 8 hours versus 6 hours in um, Xanax. And the reason I would say that Ativan's a little bit longer and more therapeutic because Xanax is quicker. Everything it showed, just like Mike said, I wasn't trying to disagree with him. It's Ativan, or not Ativan, Xanax is quicker in being absorbed, and the effects are stronger. Um, Benzodiazepines require special precaution if used in children and in alcohol or drug dependent individuals. So, particular care should be taken care of in pregnant and elderly people and people with substance abuse use disorder history, alcohol dependence, and people with comorbid psychiatric disorders. That is the general consensus. The use of alprazolam should be avoided or carefully monitored in individuals with something else without out. So, like all central nervous system depressants, alprazolam in larger than normal doses can cause significant deterioration in alertness and increased drowsiness, especially in those unaccustomed to the drug's effects, even in small doses. Now, Ativan, lorazepam is used in the management of severe anxiety. In the U.S., the FDA advises against the use of benzodiazepines for longer than the FDA advises against for longer than just 4 weeks because it is fast acting and useful in treating fast onset panic anxiety. That is why I'm prescribed it, because I have fast anxiety that could happen at a moment. Lorazepam can effectively reduce agitation and induce sleep, and the duration of effects from a single dose make it an appropriate choice for the treatment of insomnia of short term, especially in the presence of severe anxiety or night terrors. It has a fairly short duration of action. Withdrawal symptoms include rebound insomnia and rebound anxiety. May occur after 7 days of use. Seizures, it has anxiolytic, sedative, hypnotic, amnesic, anticonvulsant, and muscle relaxant properties. It is a high potency and intermediate acting benzodiazepine. And one Ativan is as good as a 10 milligram diazepam. And the biological half-life of lorazepam is 10 to 20 hours. So that is the drug that I take for my anxiety. And I have been taking it, like I said, for 3 years now. And it is between me and my doctor. and I have shared it with YouTube because it has become an issue to be shared with on YouTube. And now I am done talking about it. I just read all that stuff and all that's facts. Well, that's in Finland, see? That's the thing. I don't live in Finland. And I don't have any issues with taking too much of either. See, people don't get that about me. That's one of the things I had to learn in rehab was I had to learn, and the way I did it was with my vape. I use my vape since it's addictive in nature, and it was the one thing like you kept in rehab that was like you're kind of almost like a, it was almost like a, I don't know how to say it, like it's comforting, your vape is when you're in rehab to have the nicotine. So I would really reduce how much, when I was in rehab, I really reduced how much I vaped and took in nicotine. I reduced how much nicotine I used in the juice, the milligram, and all that. Because I wanted to be able to finally start getting control on what I chose to use and put in my body instead of being controlled by desire. What are you saying about birds, Army? What about that ugly fat woman? I don't want to think about her. What if she's stream sniping me? Hey, you fat bitch. Well, you know what? I'll tell you this. I think I would rather be looking at the maybe short but unexpected death of. No, I'm not even going to say that. Take that back. I'm not going to compare what death would be better. Never mind. We ain't going down that road. Then they gonna try to get me locked up and say I'm crazy again. Nope. Can't even be hypothetical on this channel. Gotta be careful. Here's a sovereign citizen harassing Chase Bank. Ben, you know it's true. Ben, you know it's true.
Fucking degenerate.
What was your name again?
Hi, sorry, my name is Asia.
I still didn't catch that. Sorry. Can you say that again?
Yeah, it's Asia. You're
Asia.
calling Chase Bank on Hickling Pecos. What can we do to help you out?
Yes. I wanted to open up a bank account that is not identified as a government employee.
Are you mental?
Or government bank account or property. I want to open up my own personal bank account, but I keep on getting the runaround from the
require it at all. It's part of the Patriot Act and 9/11 since then. At least I can say this. I haven't had any phone calls today. That's nice. Not to worry about that. No, shouldn't have to. What are you doing, Brownie? You sitting on next to the chips. Go to your spot. You got lunch in there. Watch this video though of this dude trying to open up a bank account with no social security number and see how he does.
The customer service that has a mediocre means of saying what that because this is Chase and it should be Chase and Chase should know what.
One 314 710 7887. Okay.
Chase does, and it's just ridiculous that that mediocre means. And so, you know, I even went to as far as saying that, well, what's the policies that state this? And then I got hung up on.
Oh, there's a big surprise.
1 314 710 7887.
Hello.
It's just Filthy Animal, the guy that's called the Health and Senior Services still.
You all fucked up, ain't you, you little faggot? We all know you're strung out on dope. No life Mike knows you're a damn dope head.
I'm not going to take this. I might have to take this phone off the hook. I'm getting terrorized to the point that I've got to take my own phone off the hook. There. Now, emergency happens, and I need to quickly grab a phone that's connected. It's got service, you know, not a cell phone. Can't do it because I gotta take mine off the hook to avoid harassment.
Someone says, well, we can't discuss this anymore.
I'm understanding what you want to do. You want to open a personal bank account?
Yes. That is not identified as government property.
So it would just be your personal using your social and just under your name?
What's happening with this? Never seen
you
a
to
court with.
think back to October of 1998.
Oh,
During
that's
that
the
time period,
COVID things.
You know, easy to move over.
And this person, Scott McCaig, that you've and Mark Jensen. At that time, did you hear that Mark Jensen's wife had died?
Actually, from Mark himself, he called the office and told me that his wife had died.
And do you remember about the
This
time?
is a retrial. What?
Time frame that you got that call from Mark Jensen?
It was first thing that Monday morning after Thanksgiving. So
Why would a federal judge overturn the life sentence, arguing a letter she wrote that says that she's worried about him? What?
what's that? Probably December 5th, 6th, somewhere in that range.
He looks evil. What, does he not speak English or something? He's got...
To CF314.
So you had just
A co-manager, Ron Ruck. We were hired by Stiefel to open a new office, a new market.
conference?
Yes.
You're saying that you
tried to blame it on the dogs.
You're excused.
I told
Huh.
the truth.
I scream.
And Johnny swings at her, and I don't even wait.
You did push me. You did hold me down.
You shit on that dude's bed, Lauren.
You make me sick.
Amber, I mean. Huh.
2022 is a year to remember at Law and Crime. Outbursts between defendants and attorneys.
Defendants and the court with.
So that had to be said. So the defendant.
Judges lashing out in court.
While there were media in the room, this is not a press conference. This is clearly not your show. And you need to respect the process.
Even parents taking a jab at the jury.
If killing 17 innocent people and wounding 17 more does not warrant the death penalty, then what possibly does?
All of
Yeah,
it
what
on
possibly
this special
does.
episode of Our Year in Review.
Hi everybody, I'm Rachel Stockman, and thanks so
I feel
much
bad
for
for the
joining us
parents
as we
of the
go
Sandy
through
Hook
the
thing.
top 10
I really
most
do.
memorable trials of
But
2022. Our
they need to know that these people in office and positions that let this happen to begin with are going to make it better by making stricter laws.
courtrooms delivered tension, emotion,
They're going to
and
make it.
even a couple of
They want to
laughs
make it better.
as
They
we
need
brought you
to
coverage from gavel to
fund
gavel.
police, not
So,
defund.
let's revisit some of those moments that brought everyone to the edge of their seats. Starting our countdown
Bring
in our
in
number
advanced
10
training,
spot, we
other-
head to Louisville, Kentucky,
you know,
and revisit the
resources.
moment a former police officer charged in connection to Breonna Taylor's death broke down on the stand.
It appeared to me that they were being executed.
Dude, y'all shot all through that house crazily.
With this rifle.
Brett Hickinson faced 3 counts of wanton endangerment for opening fire into Taylor's apartment. So let's revisit some of those moments that brought everyone to the edge of their seats. Starting our countdown in our number 10 spot, we head to Louisville, Kentucky, and revisit the moment a former police officer charged in connection to Breonna Taylor's death broke down on the stand.
It appeared to me that
I'm glad we're seeing this more and more.
they were being executed with this rifle.
Brett Hakinson faced 3 counts of wanton endangerment for opening.
It appeared to you that at the time, after you'd pulled the trigger, you mean?
Fire into Taylor's
32.
apartment in March 2020. He was one of 3 officers that carried out a no-knock
Officers were not charged in Taylor's death.
search warrant, suspecting Taylor's ex-boyfriend, Jamarcus Glover,
Well, who were
of
they
drug
charged
dealing.
with killing?
Between Taylor's current boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, and the officers, 32 shots were fired and Taylor was killed. Glover was not in Taylor's apartment at the time of the incident. Hankinson was the only officer charged in the raid, and he took the stand to give his side of the story. As a movement outside the courthouse,
He's the only one
rose
that
up
faced
in
anything
Taylor's
for that?
memory.
That's
A
bull.
former Louisville police detective tearfully fought for his innocence.
I knew Sergeant, excuse me, I knew Sergeant Mattingly was down, and I knew they were trying to get to him.
Imagine all your boys in blue telling you, like, we got you, man. We just need you to take this one for the team. Like, that's what this feels like. 32 shots. There's no way he shot all those himself.
And it appeared to me that
Why should he be the only one
they were
responsible?
being executed with this rifle.
But you should have told everybody to stop.
What did you do?
I returned fire through, excuse me, through the sliding glass door. And that did not stop the threat.
What were you firing at?
The muzzle flashes that I could see in the apartment that were illuminated by that illuminated that sliding glass door.
Is there anything, Brett, that you feel like you did wrong?
It just started firing, and the adrenaline from the firing and muzzle flash, so the other one's got the other one all firing. Yeah, some of y'all, though, have to be responsible that you fired.
On March 13th at 3003 Springfield Drive?
Absolutely not.
Why did you do what you did?
To protect myself, and more importantly, and first, primary function at that time when I returned fire was to protect the fellow detectives that were stuck in that breezeway.
Hankinson spent over 4 hours on the stand, and at the end of the day, he was acquitted by a jury. No one has been convicted.
Wow. They acquitted him.
In Taylor's death. And now we move over to the Sunshine
I think that's a loss.
State, where one man stood trial for killing his entire family in a city just outside of Disney World. Coming in at number 9 is the case of Anthony Tote.
That's not mine. I'm here. I did it. Yeah. It is over with.
Prosecutors argued that this confession was one of several that Tote made to law enforcement about the 2019 murders. But after
later claimed his confession was coerced.
He was under the influence during his encounters with investigators. During the trial, he
That ain't
took the
gonna work.
stand and told the jury who the real killer was.
My wife was at the top of the stairs. My house was very quiet, very unnormal having 3 kids, one 13, one 10 at the time, and the other one 4 years old. She brought me in the room. She had blood on her shirt, and after that, after I said a few uncolored words to her, I then discovered the kids. I went into the rooms and found them dead.
Why did you say that you performed the incisions on the bellies of the children?
I came home, I was shattered.
After the jury convicted Tote on all the charges, he made one final plea to the court, and it was not well received.
My kids and my wife were everything to me. They were the center of my universe. When I came home, I was shattered. I appreciate you listening to me, sir, and I know you're in your situation. I did not do this.
This is not helping you in this progress on, so I encourage you to.
I'm sorry. I loved my wife. I loved my kids. They were first and foremost in my life. I did not do this. I provided for my wife. I don't remember that time, from the time I fell down the stairs to the time I woke up in the jail.
Toad is currently serving the rest of his
Dude snapped.
life behind bars. Our next courtroom takes us to Hennepin County, Minnesota, where another police officer stood trial for murder, this time in the death of 20-year-old Dante Wright. In our number 8 spot is the sentencing of Kim Potter.
To the family of Dante Wright.
I thought she was very remorseful. I thought she made a grave error. And she was judged appropriately.
I am so sorry that I brought the death of your son.
Potter made headlines in April 2021 after shooting and killing Wright during a traffic stop. Potter is seen on body cam footage announcing the use of her
She has a life ahead of her if she makes it through it.
taser after Wright resisted arrest, but she instead pulled out her handgun, discharging a single bullet into Wright's chest. In December 2021, a jury convicted Potter of first and second degree manslaughter. And during sentencing, Wright's mother addressed his killer.
I have to be the voice for myself, my family, my community. Most of all, I have to be the voice of my son, Dante. Your Honor, I hope the defendant is listening as I speak loud and clear today. And yes, I refer to her as defendant because I will not give her the respect of calling her by her name. She referred to Dante over and over again as the driver, as if killing him wasn't enough to dehumanize him. She never once said his name. And for that, I'll never be able to forgive you. And I'll never be able to forgive you for what you've stolen from us. I hope you're listening and don't mistake any of my words, because we can't afford the defendant to make any more mistakes. His name is Dante Demetrius Wright.
Potter herself would eventually address the court trembling as she begged for forgiveness.
Katie, I understand a mother's love, and I am sorry I broke your heart. My heart is broken for all of you. Earlier, when you said that I didn't look at you during the trial, I don't believe I had a right to. I didn't even have a right to be in the same room with you. I am so sorry that I hurt you so badly.
I think she was genuine.
Is broken and devastated for all of you. I pray for Dante.
I mean, can you imagine being an officer and that happening?
Today, he is not more than one thought away from my heart, and I have no right for that, for him to be in my heart. I do pray that one day you can find forgiveness, only because hatred is so destructive to all of us. And that I pray peace will always be with you and your family.
Potter is currently serving 16 months in prison of her 2-year sentence, and the rest of
I don't know about that.
it unsupervised release.
I think that was a little lenient, a little way too lenient.
And right now we have to take a quick break, but stick around as we continue our countdown of the most memorable trials in 2022. Coming up, an ex-wife facing her abuser during testimony, and one infamous radio host defending his rival edition of Law and Crime. Prosecutors argued that Summers kidnapped Alyssa Mathewson.
Oh yeah, this was disgusting.
That you were there to kill me.
This dude
of Trevor Summers.
I have reasons to believe that you
did a
were
Ted
there
Bundy.
to kill me because I came that
Acted
close
as his
to
own
death.
lawyer.
Prosecutors argued that Summers kidnapped Alyssa Mathewson and attempted to kill her twice. Summers plotted a murder-suicide after a judge barred the couple from seeing each other in the midst of a divorce. Summers, on the other hand, was convinced the incident was consensual, so much so that he fired his own defense counsel and went face-to-face with his ex-wife as she testified on the stand.
Did I threaten you to have sex?
You broke into my home in the middle of the night when I was sleeping, attacked me and tied me up. I take that as, yes, you threatened me to have sex with you. Yes.
Did I threaten you or force you to have sex with me?
My answer is yes, you forced me to have sex with you.
Did I hold you down?
No.
Did I push you?
Not at that time of having sex, but prior to having sex, you did push me, you did hold me down, you did tie me up, you did attack me, and you did break into my home when I was sleeping. You raped me.
So you're calling it rape?
It is. That is the definition of rape, to come into someone's home and attack them and tie them up and then have sex with them. That is the definition of rape.
Yeah.
Did you know I was coming to your house?
No.
Did we have any conversations prior to, between February 18th and March 10th, 2017?
You had sent me text messages after February 18th about the vandalism of my home that happened when I was at work on February 21st. And you had offered to come to my home and clean it up in a text message. I told you to never come to my home. And then when the courts opened the following day, I filed the protective order that made you not be allowed to contact me, not be allowed to come to my home, or it would be against the law and you would be charged.
You didn't have any idea of what else we were planning to do that night?
No, I did not want any of this.
Mathewson spent 2 days on the stand as her ex-husband and alleged abuser questioned her credibility. In the end, Summers was convicted on all counts and is serving the rest of his life in prison. And we said a controversial radio personality was on the list, and in our number 6 spot out of Austin, Texas, is the defamation trial of InfoWars host Alex Jones.
I actually feel good because I get a chance to, for the first time, say what's really going on instead of the corporate media and high-powered law firms manipulating what I actually did.
Jones lost a lawsuit by default judgment against Neil Heslin and Scarlett Lewis, the parents of 6-year-old Jesse Lewis. Their son was one of the 26 students and teachers killed in the 2012 Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting in Newtown, Connecticut. Jones took the shooting to InfoWars, calling it a hoax, and those involved crisis actors. Heslin and Lewis detailed their struggles on the stand following Jones's coverage, including years of threats and harassment from conspiracy theorists. And their testimony did not go unanswered, as Jones himself took the stand to defend his constitutional right to free speech. But what came out of it was a fatal error by his defense counsel.
You guys have all this stuff and you say we didn't give anything. It's ridiculous.
Mr. Jones, you know how an iPhone works, right? You've had iPhone text messaging for several years now.
Yeah.
What does it mean if the messages are in blue? Whose messages are those? Whose phone is this taken from?
I don't know whose phone's taken from. I mean, I turned the phone over and said, take the stuff off.
Can I have you look in the very bottom below the very bottom left corner? Is that your phone number?
Yes. So you did get my text messages. And it said you didn't. Nice trick.
Do you know where I got this?
No.
Mr. Jones, did you know that 12 days ago, your attorneys messed up and sent me an entire digital copy of your entire cell phone with every text message you've sent for the past 2 years, and when informed, did not take any steps to identify it as privileged or protect it in any way. And as of 2 days ago, it fell free and clear into my possession. And that is how I know you lied to me when you said you didn't have text messages about Sandy Hook. Did you know that?
I told you the truth. This is your Perry Mason moment. I gave them my phone, and then...
Mr. Jones, you need to answer the question.
No,
Did you know this happened?
No, I didn't know this happened. But I mean, I told you I gave them the phone over.
Just
and
answer the question.
You said in your deposition, you searched your phone. You said you pulled down the text, did the search function for Sandy Hook. That's what you said, Mr. Jones, correct?
And I had several different phones with this number, but I did, yeah. Well, of course. I mean, that's why you got it.
No, Mr. Jones, that's not what happened.
My lawyer sent it to you, but I'm hiding it. Okay.
Mr. Jones?
Jones wasn't only confronted by the attorneys, the judge had to lay down the law several times.
They were just you abusing my tolerance and making asides to the jury improperly and in at least 2 cases, untruthfully. Do you understand what I have said? Yes or no? Do you understand what I have said?
Yes, I believe what I said was true. So I don't.
Yes, you believe everything you say is true, but it isn't. Your beliefs do not make something true. That is what we're doing here. Just because you claim to think something is true does not make it true. It does not protect you. It is not allowed. You are under oath. That means things must actually be true when you say them. Don't talk. You understand what I have said.
I do understand.
You understand the instructions I have given you for your testimony in court.
Yes.
And let's not forget when Jones approached one of the plaintiffs after court was over.
And that he's slow and autistic.
No, I'm slow. I'll be honest on here.
You understand the instructions I have given you for your testimony.
I'll be honest.
You understand what I have said. You understand the instructions
I'm slow.
And that he's slow and autistic.
for your testimony in court.
Yes.
And let's not forget when Jones approached one of the plaintiffs after court was over.
And that he's slow and autistic.
No, I'm slow. I'll be honest on here.
That's it. Stop talking anymore. You're not doing this. That's not even a thought. That's not the way this goes.
In the end,
Just you abusing my tolerance and making asides to the jury improperly and in at least 2 cases, untruthfully. Do you understand what I have said? Yes or no? Do you understand
I would've said no.
what I have said?
Yes, I believe what I said was true. So I don't.
Yes, you believe everything you say is true, but it isn't. Your beliefs do not make something true. That
is true.
That is what we're doing here. Just because you claim to think something is true does not make it true. It does not protect you. It is not allowed. You are under oath. That means things must actually be true when you say them. Don't talk. You understand what I have said.
I do understand.
You understand the instructions I have given you for your testimony in court.
Yes.
and let's not forget when Jones approached one of the plaintiffs after court was over.
And that he's slow.
That's the prosecutor going, and that he's slow and autistic.
No, I'm slow. I'll be honest.
You know, why take away from his apology?
That's it. Stop talking anymore. You're not doing this. That's not even a thought. That's not the way this goes.
In the end, Jones was forced to pay out $50 million to the plaintiffs, and InfoWars, believe it or not, is still in operation. And right smack in the middle of our countdown, we head to Chicago. Coming in at number 5, the sentencing of former Empire actor Jussie Smollett.
The damage you've done to yourself
Oh, yeah.
is way beyond anything else that can happen to you from me or any other judge that would be sentencing you in this criminal case.
Who else has pulled a Jussie Smollett? I think Psychobabble has. Maybe someone else. I don't know.
You are now a permanently convicted felon.
Prosecutors argued that Smollett
Yeah. Damn. Hell, Jesse Smollett may have more fame than me, but I got a better record than he does.
Smollett staged a hate crime on himself after the actor publicly claimed that he was beaten by two men in 2019. Smollett said the two men yelled racist and homophobic slurs at him as they put his head in a noose. One of the men involved in the incident testified during trial, telling a jury that he was paid by Smollett to carry out the attack. Smollett testified in his own defense, refuting the claims of the alleged attacker. In the end, Smollett was convicted on 6 counts of felony disorderly conduct, and after his sentence was handed down, he made sure the court was certain of one thing.
I am not suicidal. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
I am not suicidal.
Okay.
I am not suicidal. I am innocent, and I am not suicidal. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of Black Americans in this country for over 400 years and the fears of the LGBTQ community. Your Honor, I respect you and I respect the jury, but I did not do this. And I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself. And you must all know that. I respect you, Your Honor. I respect your decision. Jail time, I am not suicidal.
Okay.
And after spending 150 days in jail, Smollett is currently serving 30 months of felony probation. And there are plenty more moments where that all came from, but
Yeah, he couldn't even finish his jail time. He got out early and got the rest on probation.
right now we need to get in a quick break. Still ahead, a defamation payout for the record books out in Connecticut and the school shooter trial that left everyone speechless.
He is a sociopath that does not deserve to live amongst us. This creature, that creature, has no redeemable value.
And welcome. Monetary damages, the jury came back with a jaw-dropping verdict.
$120 million, $55 million, $54 million, $28,800,000, $57,600,000, $73,600,000, $81,600,000, $52 million, $48 million, $66 million, $57,600,000, $68,800,000, $90 million, $76 million.
The amount nearly $1 billion, making it Jones's biggest payout to date. We now move to the top 3, and sitting in 3rd place out of Broward County, Florida, is the trial and sentencing of confessed Parkland shooter Nicholas Cruz.
As far as I'm concerned, real justice would be done if every family here were given a bullet and your AR-15, and we got to pick straws, and each one of us got to shoot one at a time at you.
The shooter at 19 years old opened fire at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School on Valentine's Day in 2018. That shooting left 17 people dead, 17 others injured, and a community in ruins. For 3 long months, a death-qualified jury listened to testimony from experts, character witnesses, and those impacted by the mass tragedy, all to determine if the shooter would spend the rest of his life in prison or face execution. And there was no shortage of emotion from all parties. Take a look at some moments after the defense rested its case.
Let me just stop. State, are you going to have anything ready for today?
No. We're expecting,
there was 80 witnesses.
We're waiting for 40 more witnesses.
I just want to say this is the most uncalled for, unprofessional way to try a case. You all knew about this, and even if you didn't make your decision until this morning, to have 22 people plus all of this staff and every attorney march into court, be waiting as if it's some kind of game. Now I have to send them home. The state's not ready. They're not going to have a witness ready. We have another day wasted. I honestly, I have never experienced a level of unprofessionalism in my career. It's unbelievable.
So, Judge, if we had any pretrial matters, you asked us to be here at 9:15. We were here at 9:15 to discuss pretrial matters. I have been practicing in this county for 22 years.
You know what? I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear
it. Well, Judge, you're insulting me on the record in front of my client, and I believe that I should be able to defend myself.
You can do that later. You can make your record later, but you've been insulting me the entire trial. So, blatantly, taking your headphones off, arguing with me, storming out, coming late intentionally if you don't like my rulings. So, quite frankly, this has been long overdue. So please be seated. You can receive the evidence. I will receive the evidence. And then you can put whatever you want on the record at the end.
At the end of the case, the jury spared the shooter's life, and his sentencing didn't go without some pretty intense words from the victim's parents.
You obviously have a very high tolerance for murder. God knows what you're showing your kids on television. You obviously have no conscience. If you don't think that this is the worst of the worst, how could you sit there listening to what he did and say this is not the worst of the worst? He hunted down innocent children and staff, terrified, then tortured them, blew their heads apart like a water balloon, and enjoyed it. That doesn't make it on your worst of the worst murderers list? You make me sick.
This victim impact statement caused a fight between the judge and defense counsel.
When these people are upset about specific things that have gone on from that table, like shooting the middle finger up at this court and laughing and joking, Ms. McNeil, be quiet. When these people have sat in this courtroom and watched this behavior from that table, and they want to say that they're not happy about it, what is the problem?
Judge, I have no problem because I have thick skin. But once you bring in my children, I think that's highly improper. I
didn't even know you have children. I don't know what you're talking about. Your children? What about your children?
For them to comment on my children is highly improper, and for this court to allow that kind of testimony is also improper.
I don't remember any comments about any children. And if there was, it obviously didn't, it came and went without me noticing it.
Judge, I can assure you that if they were talking about your children, you would definitely notice it.
You need to sit down right now. You're out of line. In fact, you're excused. You need to go sit in the back with your chief public defender.
He's the public defender.
Mr. Weeks, please ask the lawyer from your office to go sit down and not say anything else. To try to threaten my children and bring up my children is inappropriate. Go to the back.
He didn't threaten your children. He said that you would have noticed if someone talked about your children.
Of the room now.
See how she was quick to say for you to threaten my... He didn't threaten your children. No, he didn't, ma'am. He simply told you that you would have acted different if it was your children being talked about.
That just violated about every rule of professional responsibility.
Really? Okay.
That I have never. If you're going to get up here and you're going to...
Judge, I asked you to go sidebar on this matter.
You, sidebar or not, you don't have one of your assistant public defenders say something about my children?
Judge, that same venom that the court is expressing is the same venom that defense counsel had to sit through this entire morning when their children
She brought up her children multiple times during the trial. Nobody knows if I'm barren or not. They don't know about my children.
Judge.
Sit down. Sit down.
Judge.
Sit down, Mr. Weeks.
Please do not summarily dismiss me.
I'm summarily dismissing
I'm asking
you.
the court.
Sit down.
I'm asking the court. I asked the court to go sidebar.
Go sit down. You don't threaten the
Judge,
court's children.
Everyone in this
just
courtroom.
did that. Go sit down.
No one in this courtroom had to endure what we had to endure.
Go sit down. Miss McNeil has made her children a spectacle more than once during this trial. That was her choice. You have absolutely no right to have one of your assistants come up here and suggest something about my children. Now, please go sit down.
All he suggests...
Judge,
You're inappropriate and out of line. Go sit down.
At the end of the sentence,
It was inappropriate for them to bring up their children.
sentencing, the judge actually hugged the prosecution team along with some of the parents that were impacted directly by the shooting. The Florida bar is currently investigating action from both the judge and a defense attorney on the case. And I sure
I hope so. I think that judge was a little bit,
hope you're
I don't know.
thinking about our top two, because that's coming up right after a quick break. Stay tuned as we look at our certainly most defiant defendant in court and one celebrity feud that had the
Mr. Brooks.
And Miss Judge, Your Honor.
Mr. Brooks, the jury's coming in.
Yeah,
Please show
and
respect to
they
the
deserve
jury.
to know this too. It's still issues that need to get addressed. We didn't even address everything.
Mr. Brooks,
This is another.
decided to represent himself, attempting to secure an acquittal. The trial was full of outbursts, arguments, and dramatic moments from all parties, with Brooks at the center of every one of them.
Want to give one?
How's that lawful law?
Sir, if you choose not to give one, you're not letting me finish, and you're mocking me right now, which is incredibly disrespectful once again.
So that had to be said. So it's the defendant.
All right, I need to take a break. This man right now is having a stare down with me. It's very disrespectful. He pounded his fist. Frankly,
Remember
it makes me
reacting
scared.
to that.
The defense would like to call the plaintiff state of Wisconsin to the stand.
Mr. Brooks,
It states that
you
this
have
is a
interrupted
civil
me
matter.
repeatedly. You are on the verge of being removed to that courtroom. I don't want to do that. I want you to stay here.
what
But
facts of the
you
law, Your
keep
Honor?
interrupting me and bringing up irrelevant matters. I told you yesterday, as a courtesy that was provided to you, so that you would frankly not complain that you didn't get it as quickly as possible. Okay, I am not the custodian of the records. If you have an issue with what was provided to you, how it was provided to you, then take it up with the clerk of court. But from now on, I am not going to be the messenger and give you documents that you request to the custodian of the records or from the custodian of the records. They will simply have to be delivered to you at the jail.
Objection, Your Honor. Why is something always funny at that table? That it would be the same thing. I'll take that as disrespect because they were allowed to say something and I said under my breath that was disrespect.
I
They
would
just
direct
did the
both
same
parties
thing.
to avoid commentary.
Okay, well, can
and
you do that,
gestures
please?
and faces.
Admonish them
Yes,
because
I
I'm
will.
always the one getting
Absolutely.
admonished.
Everyone.
I take that as disrespect too.
Sir, can I do my job? State's directed to avoid laughing commentary. I didn't see it, so I can't further comment. I was looking at
All these
the
cameras
witness.
in here, don't nobody
However,
never see nothing.
I'm advising both parties to show
Come on, man,
decorum
this is not fair.
and restraint, to
I'm
be
with you.
respectful of this jury's time and attention. I'm going to ask this question one more time.
Man,
It calls for
I don't
a
like
yes or
I don't
no.
like your tone and the way you're talking to me. I don't.
Mr.
I don't
Brooks?
appreciate it.
Sit down. I don't care if you don't like my
I'm
tone,
not
but
gonna-
you've
I'm
been
not gonna
pushing
sit
my
down.
buttons all day throughout this entire
Okay, you've been
trial, and
pushing
I
my
have
buttons
showed
too?
the utmost of respect
No,
for
you
you,
haven't.
and I don't
Absolutely
appreciate
not.
you impeding
Yes, she
the integrity
has.
of this court.
If that's
I
what you want to
don't.
call it, that's fine, but it's
Stop
not accurate.
talking.
What you mean stop talking?
I need to make a ruling. Okay,
Well,
I'm
let's-
purposely
let's
not
talk-
putting
let's
you in
talk
the
to-
other courtroom
Let's
right
talk to
now.
each other like adults then.
Mr.
Because
Brooks,
I've never told you to stop talking.
There are many times, good people do bad things, but there are times when evil people do bad things. There is no medication or treatment for a heart that is bent on evil. Some people, unfortunately, choose a path of evil. And I think, Mr. Brooks, you are one of those such persons.
In the end, the jury returned a swift guilty verdict on all charges, and Brooks is now spending the rest of his life behind bars. And we've spent the past hour together revisiting some pretty intense courtroom moments, but nothing tops our courtroom out of Fairfax, Virginia. In our #1 spot is the celebrity feud of Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard.
Mr. Depp, have you ever physically assaulted Miss Heard?
Never.
Have you ever sexually assaulted Miss Heard?
Never. Certainly not.
What have you lost as a result of Miss Heard making these allegations against you?
Nothing less than everything.
The couple sued each other on the grounds of defamation. Depp sought $50 million in connection to Heard's 2018 op-ed in the Washington Post titled, I spoke up against sexual violence. Depp claimed the article tarnished his reputation and forced him to kiss his famous Disney role goodbye.
Don't think it took Disney very long, maybe a couple of days, to announce that that I had been removed from the Pirates of the Caribbean films franchise.
Heard, on the other hand, came at her former husband for double his asking price, alleging his attorney, Adam Waldman, made defamatory statements against her.
Adam Waldman, Depp's lawyer, said afterwards Amber Heard and her friends in the media use fake sexual violence allegations as both a sword and a shield, depending on their needs. They have selected some of her sexual violence hoax facts as the sword, inflicting them on the public and Mr. Depp. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Is this a true or a false statement?
False.
And why is it false?
Well, you don't have to use what I've lived through and what I've survived, calling it fake, saying that I'm harming Johnny with this, I'm harming the public with this. This is what I've lived through. And to say that it's a hoax, that these aren't even real things, I mean, after everything I've lived through and survived, and also I hadn't even spoken about the sexual abuse within my marriage. I had been protective of that. I didn't want to talk about that ever. Adam Waldman was the one who put that out in the world. As remarkable as that is, I had protected that. I had to go to another country to give testimony, and thankfully they allowed me to do so with confidentiality and some protection. And then Johnny, through his lawyer, not only uses that against me, but says it's a hoax.
And there's no shortage of notable moments from this trial, including the topic of an unwanted guest in Depp's bed.
She brought up the situation of the fecal matter on the bed, and she tried to blame it on the dogs.
Why didn't you think it could have been the dogs?
They're teacup Yorkies. They weigh about 4 pounds each. That was none of that did not come from a dog. It just didn't.
Said you brought the dogs. Who were the dogs you brought?
Johnny's dog, at the time, Boo. My dog, Pistol. We shared them. They're teacup Yorkies, and I believe Raquel, my best friend's dog, which is a mutt.
Okay. What, if any, issues did Boo have with bathroom problems, if you will?
Objection, leading, and relevance.
Overruled all that. She had eaten Johnny's weed when she was a puppy and had bowel control issues for her entire life, among some other issues.
That's such bullshit.
We regularly had to take her to the vet to try to figure out, well, what was wrong with this dog. Never met a dog that was quite like this. So she had some control issues, hence why she liked to burrow in the bed. She liked to be in the, by the foot of the bed underneath the covers. And it was customary that they slept in bed with us, but Boo, having the issues she had, we have to leave her in bed so that she wouldn't be encouraged to go to the bathroom, which would happen almost immediately once you put her down on the floor. And sometimes it happened in bed too.
Also, let's not forget the moment Depp claimed his finger was severed at the hands of his ex-wife.
I stood up.
Bullshit.
And I walked behind the bar, and there was a larger bottle of vodka, the kind with the handle, on it. I grabbed that, and I went and I sat in my seat again. I opened the bottle, and I poured myself a shot and drank it. Miss Heard was flinging insults left, right, and center, and she then grabbed that bottle and threw that at me. This is the bar where the glass was, and the bottles if this was the bar and I'm sitting here like this, she would grab the bottle and she would go there. She went there. And so I was leaning like this in the chair, looking at her. First bottle went, then I got the other bottle, shot. Takes the second bottle, which was the larger one. I'm in this position again, and my hand is on the edge of the bar, like that, you know, leaning over, the fingers like that, and she threw the large bottle, and it made contact and shattered everywhere. And I honestly didn't feel the pain at first at all. I felt no pain whatsoever. What I felt was, I felt heat. I felt heat, and I felt as if something were dripping down my hand, you know. And then I looked down and realized that the tip of my finger had been severed.
It was just glass and blood and broken windows and a broken window, and it looked like a mess. The table was collapsed, and I walked into the study. We didn't have any sort of like coherent conversation, as you can imagine. I figured out he was missing a finger. He kind of held it up, and I said, "What did you do? When? Like, what did you do? When?" And I realized in my head that there had been many hours since this probably happened, assuming that was happened with the phone. In any case, I knew it had been way too long, that he had this blood, you know, that he was bleeding, and I said, I'm going to call 911.
And we can't leave out the couple's toxic relationship documented in court, as it was secretly audio recorded and filmed.
I said to Travis, I said to you, hey, tell Travis what just happened.
You told me to do it. You told me to. You said, go do that.
I said, no, tell him what just happened.
And I lied.
And that you punched me in the thing. And
you figured it out.
And you said, no, I didn't. What the are you talking about? And I watched you lie. And then
I didn't punch you, by the way. I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched.
Don't tell me what it feels like to be punched.
You know, you've been in a lot of fights. You've been around a long time. I know. Yeah.
No, when you have a close
You
face.
didn't get punched. You got hit. I'm sorry I hit you like this, but I did not punch you. I did not deck you. I was hitting you. I don't know what the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you.
How are you tough?
What am I supposed to do? Do this? I'm not sitting here bitching about it, am I? You are. That's the difference between me and you. You're a baby. You are such a baby. Grow the up, Johnny.
Yeah, you wouldn't be saying that if it was the other way around.
Fights?
I did start a physical fight.
Yeah, you did, so I had
because,
to get out of there.
Yes.
Good thing she admitted
to it. You
to
did the
it.
right thing, the big thing. You know what? You are admirable.
Yeah, that thing kept him from going to prison, which you still tried to almost lie and make it seem like he needed to go. And then doing this right here, trying to set up the camera beforehand.
What happened? What happened? Nothing happened this morning, you know that?
Were you in here?
No.
So then nothing happened to you this morning?
Yeah, you're right. I just woke up and you were so sweet and nice. We were not even fighting this morning. All I did was say sorry.
Did something happen to you this morning? I don't think so.
She
No,
done.
that's
She.
the thing.
You want to see crazy? I'll give you crazy. That's crazy. Oh, you're crazy. Oh, you're crazy.
Have you drunk this whole thing this morning?
Oh, you got this going. You got this going?
I just started it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Really?
No, didn't. You were smashing.
Bye.
Look.
Really?
No, didn't. You were smashing.
She's ashamed.
Bye.
She goes and look. Look at her, but she got a. Yep. She was trying to get it for evidence.
And in the end,
Gonna make you my money.
the jury sided with Depp.
Can't stand a woman like that. Starting fights and then getting mad because he's complaining about them. Thanks, Bare Bones. Appreciate it. At least some people on this platform are decent. Yeah, I'm not. My eyes are totally normal. Been live now for 4 or 5, 3 hours earlier, and now almost 2 hours. I've been live for about 5 hours. But yeah, I'm such a non-offer. I'm such a drug addict, y'all. I need help. I need help. Help. YouTube. Help. I need help. I need help for something I don't have. Send a bunch of mean people. That'll make me do it. Seriously though. That's what these fucking people act like. Like, you think if I really did need help, that would be the way to get me? I'll check IG Army. You're gonna have to re-secure the fortress, Army. I think we've been infiltrated. I got people telling me to make sure I don't pass out because they're planning on calling on me again. What the fuck? Filthy Animal? It said that if I pass out, he's going to go downtown and call a BOMB on me, and that I'm about to nod out. I'm not about to nod out. You crazy motherfuckers. You filthy, I swear to God. I'm already in contact with the person that you... Never mind. I shouldn't have said anything. Look, I'm going to get offline, but it's not because I'm about to nod out. But, filthy, you're crazy. I'm doing research on you, bud. Big research. Talking to people that you reached out to and lied to. Yeah. Acting as John Roberts. Yeah. You know that's identity theft, don't you, right? You keep committing those federal crimes, bud. Yeah, fuck the bird's nest too. What's that app, WolfSec, that they talk about with called Crocodile, where they can make fake YouTube accounts and stuff that you had on one of your videos? Yeah? Okay. Yeah,
What's the name of the group?
I'm gonna have to get going anyways, guys. I will holy shit. Are you serious? I'd buy it.
Hey, babe! I'm thinking about giving my channel away. Well, because I want to give it away to somebody. I'm actually going to raffle it off for $5 a ticket. I have 8,000 some odd subscribers. So if I do that and I go ahead and I raffle it off for $5 a ticket, then let's see what that will be, guys. So raise it up then, babe. But don't worry about it. I will start another channel and I'll call it something different. Guys, you absolutely cannot. But first, love yourself, like yourself, be nothing but yourself. Anyways, guys, how are you guys doing? Yes, that is happening, guys. You can't make this shit up, guys. You absolutely cannot. But first, love yourself, like yourself, be nothing but yourself. Like, subscribe, channel is highly appreciated. Guys, Dad Burn, Johnny Gobble is thinking about oxygen off his YouTube channel. Anyways, guys, let's go look at this real quick, guys. Let's go back to the home. I am thinking about giving my YouTube channel to someone. I don't think anyone has ever done that. Chance to win an account. What do y'all think? So you better go check and see what your channel's actually worth after you went and you actually, well, screwed people over and done that. That's the reason why you were actually selling your channel. You just can't make this shit up, guys. You just cannot.
You can't make
Now,
it work.
Dad, my question to you is this.
Dude, you got access.
What are you going to do?
Johnny, you got access to an AdSense account. You got access to being able to make people being able to join your channel at membership tier levels. And you could add services for those tiers and perks. And you have a bunch of ways to make money on YouTube. Like, this is one of the most sleaziest try to get rich quick schemes I've seen. And it ain't gonna work. And even if you were, let's say, to sell 8,000 tickets, $5 a piece, you'd make about 40 grand, right? You got to pay taxes on that. And then I guarantee you, I can tell you myself personally, 20, 30 grand ain't shit. It's useful if you do the right things with it. Something tells me you probably wouldn't.
If somebody gets your channel, but wait, you're doing this for views, right? Is that what you're doing?
No, he's doing this
because
for money.
It could bring in views for you.
He's been doing this for money the whole time.
But what are you going to do whenever people actually...
He's probably been scheming this.
You run out of things to say to people because people no longer believes about what you're doing. Thinking about giving my YouTube channel to someone before.
Alright, give it to me, Johnny. Hell, I could use it. You know, like all the money I make the first month or two, I'll make an agreement like the first 6 months, everything I make, I'll fucking pay it to you all for your channel. I'll buy your channel, Johnny. Like that. Meaning everything I make from, you give me access to that channel and I can take all your stuff down and put my stuff up and offer membership tiers and all that. I will pay you for so much amount of time. We agree on a figure, set it, and you want to get agreed to get paid in that much amount of time. If I don't make that much money in that amount of time, you can have the channel back. But I guarantee you I'd make it, and it would be a kick-ass channel, because it wouldn't be called the Winner's Circle or nothing. No offense. I mean, that's just a little plain Jane. We would call it the Squareverse, but you know, I mean, that's my offer. I'm not buying a rattle ticket for $5 just to add to your big buku stack whenever you do a drawing.
Thinking about maybe raffling it off for $5 for a ticket and give a chance to win an account.
Then you're going to give some random person an $8,000 subscriber YouTube channel, someone that may not know anything about running a channel, or they may be wanting it to then own all your stuff. You better be careful about doing this, Johnny.
What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments who would be interested. Now, I'm sure a lot of people would be interested because it's an already made, channel.
Yeah.
But if you take this channel and you try to change this channel, well, I'm just going to stop, guys, because it would be a disaster. Anyways, guys, I'm not trying to mess up Dad Burns Cell or anything.
You would have to change everything about the channel, and even then, it's going to take a while, maybe long time, for the algorithm to get you changed into a whole new set.
I'm just saying, guys, posted $5 a ticket, $40,000. You get a channel. Is it a great deal? Is it not a great deal, guys?
Not a great deal, because only one random person is guaranteed the channel. He's guaranteed fucking $40,000. Nobody should do this for him. He was ungrateful for the 10 grand Miss Patty gave him. I feel like he would be ungrateful if he got 40 grand for damn shit.
An auctioneer or something. Or I feel like you're an auctioneer. I don't know, guys. I'm confused. Dad Burns auctioning off his YouTube channel? Why? What happened? Is it too stressful now? Anyways, guys, I'm going to get out of here. But first, love yourself, like yourself, be nothing but yourself. Like, subscribe, channel's highly appreciated. You just cannot make this stuff up, guys. But hey, go to the channel, check it out. My channel, go to my channel, check it out. There's a lot more.
Make sure you like and check out Bare Bones. He's a good person. I'm taking out for lunch, guys, and taking off for now. I may be back later. Peace out. See ya.